Well, hello, this is 8.5 of Go Math. So again, you guys are welcome to grab your Go Math book and go through this with me, or you can watch this video and then grab your math book and do the work on your own. So this lesson is interpreting division with fractions. So the essential question is, how can you use diagrams, equations, and story problems to represent division? So I've talked a little bit about this. When you have word problems or you're multiplying fractions, it doesn't really matter which one you're multiplying by. You can flip those fractions around and you're gonna get the same product because of the commutative property of multiplication. With division, it's different. You're gonna get a different answer, so you gotta pay attention to which one is the dividend, which one is the divisor. What are you dividing and what are you trying to divide by? Because you're gonna get a different answer. For example, if you have, I'm gonna grab a Post-it so I don't write on this. If you have 2 divided by 1/2, right? So we know how to do this now. We keep this dividend the same. We change the division problem into a multiplication problem, and we take the reciprocal of your divisor and then just multiply, and you have 4. So basically what this is saying, if I have 2 candy bars and I want to split each candy bar in half, how many halves will I have? I'll have 4 halves. But if you flip these around, you're going to get something different, right? So again, we know that this stays the same. The dividend stays 1/2. We change the division sign to a multiplication sign, and then we find the reciprocal of 2, which is 1/2, and that equals 1/4. Now, those look like they're the reciprocal of each other, but they're definitely different. 4 is different than 1/2. So basically what this is saying is, if I have a half a candy bar and I want to split that amongst 2 people, I want to divide that by 2, each person's going to get 1/4 of a whole candy bar, okay? So think of that as we go through this problem. Eliza has 6 cups of raisins. Excuse me. She divides the raisins into 1/4 cup servings. How many servings does she have? So I actually just did this with chocolate chips the other day because, we're not all going to the grocery store all the time and everybody's baking a ton. So I wanted to make sure I had enough chocolate chips in order to make the baked goods I wanted to bake. So I actually split my chocolate chip cookies into containers to make sure I had enough to make chocolate chip cookies and to make the brownies I wanted to make. And there was I wanted to make edible cookie dough, which I did make last night. So I took my my chocolate chips, and I put them into cups, and then I divided them amongst what I thought I needed to figure out if I had enough. So this is actually kind of like a legit problem that you might do. So we're going to use diagrams, equations, and story problems to represent division. So draw a diagram to solve this one. So draw 6 rectangles to represent the cups of raisins. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Draw lines to divide each rectangle into fourths. Okay, I did that. Find 6 divided by 1/4. Count the total number of fourths in the 6 rectangles. So there's 4 here, there's 4 there, there's 4 there, there's 4 there, there's 4 there, there's 4 there. There's 4 taken 6 times. So 4 divided by 1/4 equals 24. So Eliza has 24 servings of raisins. So to do that mathematically, it's 6 times 4, isn't it? Because 6 divided by 1/4 is written as 6 times 4/1, which equals 24 servings. So basically what you want to do is, how many times can 1/4 fit into 6? And it can fit into it. You can fit 24 1/4 cup servings into 6 cups. All right, this next one, write an equation to solve. 4 friends share 1/4 gallon of orange juice. So again, I have 1/4 of a gallon of orange juice left in my fridge, and it's me and my 3 friends, and I want to make sure each person's going to get the same amount of orange juice, so I'm going to measure it out. What fraction of the whole gallon of orange juice does each friend get? So write the equation. Well, I'm starting out with 1/4, and I want to divide that amongst my 4 friends, right? So step 2, write a related multiplication equation. So remember, this dividend stays the same. 1/4 stays the same. But in order to figure out the answer, I'm going to change my division sign to a multiplication sign and the reciprocal 4, which is 1/4, because each person's getting 1/4 of the remaining gallon, 1/4 of 1/4, right? So that equals 1/16 of the whole gallon. So if this is like your gallon of orange juice and you have 1/4 left, right? So this is my like 1/4 that I've left, and I'm gonna take that 1/4 and divide it by 4 pieces, right? Or 4 people. Well, not everybody's gonna get, this looks like, well, it's 1/4, right? Well, it's 1/4 of 1/4. And so the question is, how much of the whole gallon of orange juice does each person get? So 1/4 of 1/4 is really just 1/4 times 1/4, which is 1/16 of the whole gallon. Seems like a lot of orange juice. All right, the next part we're gonna go over is this example 2, write a story problem. Then draw a diagram to solve. So 4 divided by 1/3. Choose the item you want to divide. Your problem should be about how many groups of 1/3 are in 4 holes. Problem items, 4 sandwiches, 4 feet of ribbon, or 4 apples. You can like kind of do anything you want here. So like you might say, Sam has 4 apples. And if he cuts them into thirds, 1/3 pieces, comma, how many apple pieces will he have? I guess we call them slices, don't we? So draw a diagram to solve. So here's my 4 apples. And I'm going to cut each one of those apples into 3 slices. So then how many total slices am I going to have? Well, here's 3 1/3 here, 3 1/3 here, 3 1/3 here, 3 1/3 here, right? So it's 4 taken, or 3 taken 4 times, right? So another way of saying this is 4 times the reciprocal of 1/3, which is 3, which equals 12, right? So he has 12 pieces or 12 slices of apples. He has 12 1/3 slices. All right, write a story problem, then draw a diagram to solve. So 1/2 divided by 5. So again, you can think of pizza, yard of rope, 1/2 gallon of milk. So let's do pizza, because I'm sure a lot of you have been ordering pizza lately. I haven't in a while, but it kind of makes me want D'Agostino's. All right, so choose the item you want to divide. Let's do 1/2 pizza. So we have 1/2 of a gigantic, large pizza, of a pizza left that we want to share among 5 people. All right, so if I have 1/2 of a pizza, so I'm gonna take my big old pizza, and this is how much I actually have left, right? And I wanna split that among 5 people. So I'm gonna cut this into fifths. Now, cutting into fifths is kind of hard, but here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now remember, not each person's gonna get 1/5 of the pizza, because you need to think, well, at one time this pizza was a whole pizza, right? So each person's gonna get how much of the whole pizza? 1/10 of the whole pizza. And so to do that mathematically, I'll do it over here, 1/2 divided by 5 people, right? So we're gonna change this into a multiplication problem. So 1/2 times the reciprocal of 5, which is 1/5, equals 1/10. So you're basically taking 1/5 of 1/2 because you're dividing by 5. So each person's gonna get 1/5 of that half, which of the whole pizza is 1/10. All right, so you guys are gonna do this share and show on your own. I'll fill in the answers and then you can check your work. Let's go through this first one together. Complete the story problem to represent 3 divided by 1/4. Carmen has a roll of paper that is blank feet long. Well, it sounds like she has a roll of paper that is 3 feet long. And she wants to cut the paper into pieces that are 1/4 foot long. How many pieces does she have? So you're trying to find out how many times can 1/4 go into 3. If I have 3 feet of paper and I want to split that into 1/4 foot, how many pieces will I end up getting, right? So I'm going to draw this out. I guess I do it over here. So if I have, this is my big roll of paper and it's 3 feet long, right? And each foot I'm going to split into 4ths. And you can make your thirds with 3 a little bit bigger so you can see. So this is 1/4, right? How many of those do I have? Well, it's 3 times 4, isn't it? So it's 12. So another way of writing that, 3 divided by 1/4 is 3 times 4 over 1, which equals, she's gonna have 12 pieces of paper. Got it? All right, good luck, guys.